Hey, what's up everybody? ForneverWorld here today to do my review of One Piece chapter 647. And it's been a fun ride, but spoilers! If you don't want to be spoiled, don't listen any further. Fishman Island is done. It's finally been finished as far as the arc goes, not the actual island. So basically this chapter, all the fights are done, everybody won their fights. There was a beautiful page of all the crew except Luffy standing there. They're finished with their fights. The comedy never ends with these people. Even after they had a brutal fight, such epicness, there's still some beast stuff and funny stuff going on. Because Zoro is like telling Sanji, because Sanji defeated Wadasume and he's in the air, and Zoro tells him something like, "Hey, Cook, you couldn't have hit him further away from us." And they're just, the banter between them two is always hilarious. I love that page. That was my favorite page from the entire chapter. Outside of a couple other things that was pretty awesome, but I love seeing everybody except Luffy. You see all the Straw Hats and such, joking. Brooke, like, telling Nami, "I want to see you in a mini skirt" and such. Great page. Basically, the chapter is, everything is done except for one thing throughout the chapter. Is that, Noah's falling, everybody finished their fights and everything, Noah's falling, and Luffy is giving it his all. He's giving it 120%, punching at the Noah, trying to destroy it to save the island. All the fishmen are behind him, yelling, "You can do it, Straw Hat! You can do it!" And, I just love that. I felt like everyone was cheering him on and everything, but Luffy, you could tell he was at his wit's end. He was getting ready, he couldn't take much more of the blood, he's cut up and everywhere. And Shirahoshi jumps in front of him, and I'm like, why is she doing this? This is about to destroy the island. Luffy's trying to save the island. And basically her tears brought forth those sea monsters, and they stopped the Noah from falling, which a lot of people predicted that would happen. But, I thought it worked out better. Instead of, like, Luffy just destroyed it and became like Superman, kind of, like, worked out so that Luffy doesn't have to be too heroic, because, he is a pirate, and he does some heroic things, but he didn't have to look so heroic. Like, he saved Fishman Island and such. So I like the way it turned out in that aspect. And overall, it was just such an intense chapter to see, like, is Luffy going to do it? What's going to happen? This is finally over. And basically the sea monsters stopped the ship from falling. They all grabbed it. And Luffy was, like, confused and everything, but then he passed out from, I guess, loss of blood or whatever. He's, really banged up. He was kept trying to smash the ship, the Noah, so much. Crazy chapter. I really enjoyed that it's, finally over and it ended in a very peaceful and kind of intense way, the way it all panned out in this chapter. And it looks like Fishman Island's pretty much done with this chapter. This is the end of Fishman Island, I'd say. We probably got a few more chapters of just, the goodbyes and seeing everything turn out, the outcome of it all. But for the most part, I think the struggle is finally done, and to see that everyone won their fights and see Chopper controlled Monster Point, we learned a lot of things about the Straw Hats in this arc, and it kind of just prepared us to know what they're like and what are their abilities and their strengths and such. And now that the times get past, and this arc really delivered with that, so we know how strong, more or less, they can be. They probably are even stronger, because remember, a lot of the foes weren't too strong in this arc, so definitely seeing this, the way it panned out and everything, I really enjoyed it, and I definitely got to do an in-depth video sometime about the entire Fishman Island arc once it finishes. But overall, I really enjoyed this chapter to see that, Fishman Island is finally completed. A lot of people have been complaining that they wanted it to be done. It's done. I personally wasn't really on the complaining fence, because I know how Oda works with this and how things work with Oda and his manga. He likes to pace it, and this chapter was no different. We had some crazy stuff going on, and it's finally over. Let me know what you think of the chapter, though. Did you like the way it all panned out with Noah and such, and how the Straw Hats, their fights finally ended and such? What was your favorite panel? Did you really enjoy the panel that I enjoyed with all the Straw Hats there and Usopp going crazy? "Oh, Frankie's beam was awesome" and such, and Frankie telling Chopper, "Hey, make yourself smaller, you're outshining my tallness of being a robot" and such. And just your overall thoughts of the chapter in a comment or a video response in the comment section below. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Crazy night of early chapters. But have an awesome day, people.